So now in my video, I'm going to demonstrate first the hair cutting technique on how to drape them for a standard haircut procedure. After that, I'm going to do shampoo, and then I'm going to do the razor shave. So if I ask you guys some questions, if you want to shout them out, you're more than welcome to. What is the first thing I have to do before I touch my client? Sanitize my hands. Excellent. So I'm going to sanitize first. Now this is something I want you guys normally doing, not just because of COVID, but in general. You guys have to do this on your state board exam. You guys should be doing this as a regular practice anyway. So make sure you guys are sanitizing before and after every client, or washing your hands before and after every client. Now, your Sanex strip, which you guys have at your stations, is something that is your level of protection between each client. So when you are putting this on, you have to make sure it's one per client. You're not reusing it. You're not using toilet paper like some of the barbers that I know in the past have done when they ran out. You guys need to use a Sanex strip. That is the professional way to do this. When I am wrapping it around my client's neck, like I just did, I am stretching the paper out so that it will reach around the neck without tightening it. And then as it's going across his neck like this, it's staying as thick as possible. I'm not tying it in the back. I'm not making sure that it tucks in the front in the very beginning and the rest of it's dangling. I want to make sure it's tightened around his neck here. And I bring it all the way across until I get to the very end. And then I'll just tuck it under one side. You do not tie these Sanex strips, because if you tie them, you get a thin spot. And then if you do the knot, that's where all the hair can fall through, and it's not going to protect your client. So you want to make sure you don't tie it. Rather, you keep it as thick as possible so that the client has as full level of protection as possible throughout the haircut. So after I have it around my client's neck, I'm going to grab my barber cape. Now, just like a t-shirt or any other article of clothing, for the most part, you have a tag. The tag is the inside part that is going to face your client's body. Now, what side of the chair do we work on? The right side. So I'm going to come across the right side. I'm going to drape it across his body, and I'm going to pull it up to his neck. I'm not going to take my cape and I'm not going to flail it up in the air. Rather, I'm just going to bring it across his body. Once I get it tight to his neck, I don't want to make it too tight so he can't breathe. I just want to get it as tight as possible so that it conforms to his neck, so as little hair or anything else as possible falls down his back. I'm going to clip all the straps around and make sure that the cape is touching nothing but the Sanex strip. It's not allowed to touch your client's skin. It has to touch only the Sanex strip. Once that is clipped on and around his neck, I'm going to fold the Sanex strip over the top. The rest of the Sanex strip that was exposed is going to fold over the top of the collar of the cape. That to me shows that he is ready for his service and that he's fully protected. All right, if you just leave the Sanex strip up, what can happen is the cape can move down during the process. This kind of locks it in place a little better and keeps it secure. Now, once I have that done, I'm going to pump my chair up to a comfortable height. Once my client is pumped up, what do I have to do next? Lock the chair. Good. So how do I do that? I kick it up. I kick that foot pedal up, and in the video, I don't know if you guys can really see, but I kicked it while the stand up. Now my chair cannot move. If I were to leave my chair unlocked, my chair can spin. And on the state board exam, when you guys are doing this, your chair is not allowed to spin. You're not allowed to move the client. You have to keep them in a stationary position. You can only work on the right side of the chair or directly behind them. You can't even go on the left side. So that is draping procedure number 1.